Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and I wanted to show you how you can hit level 135 on the island. And it's actually, it's kind of difficult to do, but the steps are pretty simple. You just need to understand the three basic things that you have to do. So to explain how the level cap works, first off, the first thing you need to know is you can actually hit, without any boosts, you can get up to level 105. So if you were to scroll down at the very bottom, you could technically get up to level 105 without doing anything extra, just by gaining experience points. Now, 105 is the highest you can hit in the base game. You can get a bonus 5 levels from having a chibi. Now, a chibi, once you get one, you can get them a few different ways. On the island, you can get them through special events, or you can actually run the Ascension cave and get them at the end of the Ascension cave. Now, the chibis, like you see right here, this one can be leveled up to level 5. Once you get those 5 levels in that chibi, you can also gain each level with it. So if it gains 1 level, you can hit 106. If it gains 2 levels, you can hit 107. If it gains 3 levels, 108, all the way up to 110, or just plus 5 levels. Now, you kill alphas in order to actually raise the Carno. For my situation, it's the Carno. I'm just going to start this while I'm waiting. But that's how you get the bonus 5 levels from a chibi, so you get up to level 110. Now, the next thing that you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to go through the Tech Ascension Cave. You will be able to get 15 bonus levels if you complete the Tech Ascension Cave, which can be found on top of the volcano, by the way. I'm just going to kind of like show you where I am. But that is where it is. It's just on top of the volcano. I'm going to take this off so I can actually go into actual fly mode here. It is a very difficult thing to do. You need some basic stuff. You'll have to beat all of the bosses on alpha first. In case you're curious, I have a video on how to literally do every single boss on alpha by yourself if you're playing solo player. And actually, you can actually come pretty close to doing them all on alpha on official servers as well. So definitely check those out. And then I also have a video on to show you how to do the Ascension Cave that I'm about to go through. But anyways, so you get through the 105 through the basic levels. You get the plus 5 for your chibis. You will get 15 for completing this cave on alpha difficulty. So that puts us up at a total of level 100 and, wow, my brain just like farted right there, 125. And then once you complete this cave on that, so you'll see that this is a very difficult thing to do because the things that spawn in this cave are insanely high level. So you do want to be very careful about the actual cave itself, because it's not meant to be an easy thing. You will not be able to walk your tames down this with how high some of the tames are in here. Basically you'll get past that, you'll go into this room, and then you will teleport into the actual boss arena. So once you get past all of those things, that's not even the boss arena yet. You're literally having to activate a teleporter terminal, which you have to wait for a minute, and I'll kind of explain what you need to do. Now, anyways, once you've gotten past all those, you can fly past all of them with an Archaeopteryx or whatever I think I'm saying that name correctly. But you can fly past all of that, and then you get into this area, which gives you the ability to fight the actual boss. Now, the important thing that you want to keep in mind is that inside this next room in the Hallway of Secrets, there are a few actual explorer notes, which brings us to the next point, right? So after you get that level 125, you can raise it an additional 10 levels by finding every single explorer note on the island. So if you were able to find all of the explorer notes that exist on the island, you'll get bonus 10 levels for completing that task. Now, that puts you at level 135 if you complete all of those missions. Now, is that something that's easy to do? Absolutely not. It's very difficult, but honestly, it could be worse because there are so many videos out there, so many guides, so many, even just on the wiki, you can find every single explorer note with its exact location. And yeah, so definitely just start looking at those for the explorer notes, because that's going to be the one that takes you the longest, because like, especially if you're on official servers, people will have some of them blocked, so that'll make it pretty difficult. But make sure you grab the explorer notes that are in here. You'll notice that I've already grabbed them, but there are mail-in notes in here. And if you've never been in this room, it's a pretty cool area. But it's an area that's, I don't really know how to describe it other than it's neat, but it's nothing super special. Yeah, pretty cool. But once you get past it, you'll find the Overseer boss domain. You get the cool cinematic at the end once you beat it on Ascension Alpha, and that's pretty much all you need to focus on. And then once you've completed all that, you'll hit level 135. Now, each time once one of the maps release, there's going to be new things that you can do in order to gain bonus levels. Now those bonus levels can be used to gather a whole bunch of valuable resources. I'm going to go ahead and tame a insanely high level Giganotosaurus here, and we should be able to complete this pretty easily, just so I can explain it to you and show you. It's a 4-step process. I'm not worried because I'm not going to actually do anything dangerous here. You can fight this thing entirely in a tech suit and float in the sky and shoot it with a shotgun. That is the best way to fight this. If you haven't seen my video on it, it's pretty easy. Just type in, I think it's new alpha tech cave or something like that. But you can come pretty close to doing it by yourself. You probably need, if you're gonna do it on alpha, a few people on official servers. But if you're doing it on a solo server, it is not hard to do it on your own. And that'll give you that level 135, which is a huge boost, obviously. Now, they will spawn a ton of these in. People used to do this with dinos, and some of the official ASE dinos were high enough level to do this. But because of the fact that these things are so damaging, you kind of have to just avoid the dinos and stay up in the sky and just shoot those like things over there. Now, it's not that hard to complete, in all honesty. It's very doable, but it's also... Oh man, I forgot that he does that. But you basically have to beat him in different stages, and it's not that difficult. You just have to wait for him to get out of his little ball. See how he's inside that ball right there? Once he leaves his ball, you can attack him, and that's going to allow you to actually beat this boss arena. Now, the quickest you can do it is probably about 10-15 minutes, and then he'll take you to the end over there behind us, and that's when he's actually going to let you get the Ascension. Now, the one thing you want to be careful of is a majority of the time you're going to lose pretty much everything in this fight, so just be aware of that. You'll lose all the element, pretty much everything, and then in trade you get those plus 15 levels, which can be obviously a very good trade, because I'd rather have the levels than some of the stuff in the long term anyways. But you can kind of see that he's taken half health each time you take him down. And this was also released after. You can see Aberration off in the distance. There's the island to the right. I think that's Scorched Earth to the left. And then down there, I want to say that's like Extinction. But they have all the island maps out there that are with the mod packs being released. But if you can get a character at level 135 before all of the other maps release, that's a huge advantage, especially having all the tech grams from the island, because the island has very cheesable fights. And a lot of them can be done solo. If you haven't seen my videos how to do it, you should definitely check those out, because it'll save you a ridiculous amount of time. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and go over to get the gorilla here. Hi, buddy. Goodbye. And then after you bite this last one right here, it'll be the actual Ascension time. That's all you have to do in order to hit 135. Now, real game time, just to be completely fair, right? The easiest way to hit level 105 is to get some baby Giganotosauruses and kill those, and then find the Explorer notes while you're doing that. And then once you've found the Explorer notes and kind of built up enough stuff to beat all, you can see we just beat the Overseer. We got, in case you didn't get chibis yet, you get 3 chibis from beating the Overseer. And then you go through this cool little cinematic graphic, and it kills your character if you're in solo player mode. But you do get to keep the cosmetic chibis. I got a Therizino out of that one, pretty cool. And this is the cool part, right? Because once you get to this part, you get to see some of the stuff that makes Ark. And it kind of just shows you, I don't know if this is their future plans, or maybe like this was like a whole bigger process, but you can see that there's thousands of Arks around the entire thing. And that's just, I mean, if you've never seen it, it's a really fun boss fight, because it's one of the few boss fights, unless you consider the Genesis boss fights, where you've got to do different strategies and different things in order to actually beat the boss. It's not just like big tank, shoot big tank dies, and that's most of the boss fights in Ark, right? However, this one's pretty fun. So, and now that we've gone through this, you will get your alpha implant. After this is all over, you can see that we're being teleported, and you can see all of the Arks all over the place. There is the island, and you're like, hey, let me come back, please. Hey, where am I going? And then you kind of like teleport off and do super distance over here. And you can see like the rings that you teleport through that have been used over on Aberration. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. So it's a pretty cool thing. And if you've never seen it, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I've never actually seen that in a screenshot, but you know, whatever. And then you go get teleported back, your character dies, and it resets, and boom. Boom. I'm just going to skip all that because she'll tell you everything. And that's how you do it. So hopefully this video helps you out. And other than that, teach.